Hey there, StarCraft fans! It's Paladin coming at ya with yet another edition of StarCraft 2, A Legacy of the Void. Today, gonna be a TVT featuring Dream and Maru from Katowice. Top right, gonna be Dream. Bottom left, gonna be Maru. Alright, man, so two excellent Terran players. Maru is favored, but Dream has been playing very, very well lately. And TVT is kind of a toss-up matchup. But with good positioning and good scouting, it turns into a skill matchup, I feel like. Anyway, no proxies from either player today. But I do like early game TVT, right? I say this every time I cast a TVT, but every single Terran unit is available to make an early push, except for battle cruisers or Thors, right? Marines, Marauders, Medivacs, Reapers, Hellions, Hellbats, Ravens, Vikings, Liberators. Like Banshees all the way down the list. We will see the weirdest compositions. Did I even say Cyclone? I didn't say Cyclone or Tank, did I? Cyclone, Tank. Yeah, so I'm curious to see what we get. It's like there's not a standard opening here, which is something I really enjoy about TVT. There's just nothing that you have to do or else you're behind. I mean, you have to prepare for some kind of an attack coming your way, right? Off the 2 base, but you know, getting a bunker up, getting a Liberator, getting a tank, getting a Cyclone, all of these things are totally viable. Wow, look at this. Look at this positioning. Just wants to know if a Reaper pops up here. No big deal. No biggie. There's a Reaper on the way from Maru and one from Dream as well. So, Dream's Reaper is going to be named The Reminder of the Passage of Time. It's been how long since the first Avengers movie was released? Oh yeah, we're coming up on 10 years on that. You better believe it. 10 years since the first Avengers movie was released. Holy smokes. And then Maru's Reaper is going to be named Mort, short for Mortimer. He's just an intern filling in for Death, who was on vacation getting drunk, dancing, and gambling. Mort was not as good at this soul harvesting business, however. Hey, I like that. I like that a lot. That is a, oh, what's the series called? Fantasy series. My brain is falling apart right now. But it's The Night Watch. It's by the one dude who writes all the fantasy books, and he's English, and I think he died, and wow, can't do it. Brain can't get there. All right, well, Dream's expanding. And guess what? So is Maru. So hey, Reaper, multiple Reapers here from Dream hanging out. It's lame Reaper stuff. Everybody's worried if they move out, then the other Reaper's gonna come in and kill all their things. Well, sometimes Reapers are fun in this matchup, and sometimes they are not. Hey, look at Hellion, see? Told ya. Starting to get a little eclectic here. Oh, Hellion here too from Dream. He's got a bigger army because he has 2 Reapers instead of the 1. I mean, I feel like if you have this kind of, like, this right here, this is a moving out column. This is 2 Reapers and a Hellion. You run out, you try to kill stuff. But now there's more Hellion, and there's more Reapers, and more, wow, okay. So we're just Hellion Reapering it up here. But, obviously, factory building a Cyclone here from Dream. See what I'm talking about. And more Hellions from Maru. And a Starport's on the way from Maru, too. So just, I don't know. Like, somebody who plays TVT a lot more than I do, is there a method to this madness? Is there something that's just more optimal to do than other things? Because every TVT I cast has different openings. Like Reapers and Hell, and this isn't weird. This is actually a lot of Reapers. This is a little weird out of Maru. So Mort moving out with all of his friends to try to take down the evil enemy, Reminder of the Passage of Time. I think we know who we want to win here. We'd rather not be reminded of the passage of time, right? And a Raven. See, told you. Raven on the way from Dream. Tank on the way from Dream. I love the tank thought here. Oh my gosh, the tank idea here is genius. All this stuff dies to tanks. Alright, so yeah, chaotic battles up. KDA charge getting tossed down against the red player, but Cyclone kind of fantastic here. Marine's pretty good against Reapers too. They're going to try to use their mobility to hop up inside the main base, but Raven ready to rock, Marines ready to rock, Reaper ready to rock. And the siege tank, yeah, just not even sieging up, just getting big time hits off, single target hits. And yeah, sieging up your tank just kind of invites the Reapers to just run around them. Right, go places where the tank is, because unsieging it and resieging it just takes some time. So just keeping it unsieged is a fine thing to do here from Dream right now. And I mean, look, resources lost here are like 500 to 400. They're very even. Yeah, it's another dead Reaper. I think we can assume at this point that both Reapers have died, both the remainder of the passage of time and a Mort have gone down. Unless you want to pretend one of these are Morts, which, hey, you could do that if you wanted. Like, what are the odds that the first Reaper created today is the one that is alive? Like, he survived, and everyone else is dead. Not zero. The chances are not zero. Right? Right. So anyway, Raven Harass, pretty popular in this matchup too. But, I mean, just resources lost here. Just nothing, right? It's 500 to 700, whatever. A couple SCVs from Dream died, but he's at 39 to 40. He's got 41 workers now, see? He's doing great. So now, we go into the more standard stuff. The craziness is over. We are Marines, we are tanks, we are Ravens, we are Vikings. These are the things that we use in TVT. Third base on the way from Dream, which seems a little bit aggressive. Although, Maru's making one too. I didn't see this up in the top spot of his base. So Raven considering popping in for some little auto turret harass. Don't mind if I do. Hoo 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 hoo. And let's see how many kills we get, Mr. Raven. Answer is 1. Pretty good pull. Oh. Wait. Get that one. 2. Okay, great. Fantastic. And then 3. Nope, doesn't get 3. Reaper says, you can come here, my friends. You can set up siege tanks and fire away on this high ground stuff, thanks to the provision provided by the Raven. I like this position from Maru very much, but it's Maru. What else do we expect from this guy? Oh, we're just wandering into the... Okay. So one of the Ravens dies to Cyclones instantly. The other one's going to die to Marines. Maybe? No, it makes it out. So... I don't know. Resources lost. Maru's lost more. These just pokes. Oh, the Raven from Dream flew over some Marines that Maru had and got absolutely murderized. That's not great. So Maru up in workers, but by 1. He needs to saturate that third base. He's been making SCVs to instantly saturate it with the transfer here when the time is complete. Third base landing from Dream. So timing. So your third base timing seems to be pretty standardized, right? Certainly does. Oh, Maru with that high ground positioning. Here we go. Tank versus tank. Viking versus Viking. Disabling interference matrix against disabling interference matrix. Tanks die, tanks die. We're just picking away at each other, aren't we? 170, 1797 to 1675. That is hard to say for me. You're just going to hear scanning pretty much for the rest of the game, so I hope you just come to peace with that concept. And yeah, it's a fiesta, man. It is a clown fiesta, this matchup sometimes. Alright, so a couple Vikings die, a couple tanks die. Tank count is higher for Dream here, so Maru can't really engage at all. I mean, it's such a weird time of the game, but we're moving into more traditional stuff, right? We're getting upgrades from Marines, we're making siege tanks. Those are the things. Those are the most important things right now. Is Marines do pretty good against smaller groups of tanks if there's nothing to support the tanks. They just run up and kill them. It's kind of incredible. But if there are enemy Marines guarding said siege tanks you're trying to kill, then suddenly it turns into a much more terrible position. Sensor tower up from Dream. 4th command center on the way from Dream. Let's see if Maru is going to go for a 4th of his own. Doesn't seem like he is at the moment. But things can change. Things can change for sure. Let's see what's going on now. I've been watching Barry on HBO. Barry's back. I really enjoyed the first couple seasons. Third season is holding up. I enjoyed season 3 as much as I did the first 2. So if you're interested, it's just a show. Bill Hader stars as... How much of a spoiler is this? He used to be a Marine, and then he came home, and he got kind of tangled up doing wet work, like assassinating people as a contract killer. And so that's the story. That's the story of Barry. Yeah, it's really good. It is really good. Like I've been surprised at how consistently good it is. Like Bill Hader's a good actor. I like him, but I didn't know that he had this in him. And I think that he does. So that's the recommendation of the day from Falcon Paladin is Barry on HBO. Got me to resubscribe to HBO. Like I just have too many streaming services. Anywho, HBO's back because Barry's alive. 4th base landing here for Dream. Maru kind of sharking up the left side. Only Marines, no siege tanks. It's a good comp to run in here and maybe burn down this tank and then burn down the command center. Yeah, run. Okay, well, At least forcing a liftoff temporarily, I guess. Another army coming up the right side here, too, which does get spotted by the supply depot now. I don't think they were spotted before, but Marine blocking the expansion attempt at the 4th base here. So yeah, 4th base timings are pretty darn even. And Maru doing what Maru does best, is controlling 2 separate armies on 2 separate parts of the map at the same time and pressuring you with them and forcing you to respond and be on the defensive while he's on the offensive, and he never overcommits, and it's really frustrating to play against. So I think Dream might be in some trouble here. But, you know, Dream's TVT is really good. I really like Dream's TVT quite a bit. He is one of these players that I think still has a ways to go. Like, he's still got ceiling that he can hit, if that makes any sense. He can still get better. There are some players that I kind of feel like they've hit their ceiling, and they'll never be better than they are. Oh, you thought you could engage here. No! You could not. Pick up and run. Run. Army value. I mean, everything's even. Army value, worker count. Both at pretty much overall even supply here. Maru makes a dive into a Marine tank position. That doesn't work for him at all. Which, like I said, if you only have Marines and you're attacking a Marine tank setup, then the tank sits back there and doesn't die, continues to shell your dudes while you're also getting shot at by guns. But if it's just the tank, then the Marines sprint up, they kill, or if it's just the tank, then the Marines sprint up and kill the tank, and then that's it. You're good to go. So Marine tank, a symbiotic relationship, if there ever was one in all of StarCraft, perhaps the most symbiotic relationship. I guess maybe Medevac Marine would be a better symbiotic relationship. Because, you know, that's how they were designed. But Corvid reactors coming in from Maru, really going to use these Ravens heavily. Both players are pumping them out 2 at a time. Dream's making 3 command centers at a time. This is sort of a Dream thing to do. He's a little bit more macro-oriented than most Terran players is. He will take risks by maybe over-macroing. And he gets punished for it sometimes, but man, if it works out, it really works out for him. He's making 4 command centers at a time right now, and Maru's making 1. Maru's like, I think I'm good. I think I'm fine with the number of bases that I have, and he is. I think Maru's doing great, obviously. Upgrades even, like, actually, no, Maru, never mind. Now it's even. +2/+2 for the infantry. We got +1 vehicle weapons with +2 on the way. 3-3 getting started now for both players for their Marines. Marauder's not as popular in this matchup. It used to be that mech was kind of a thing you could do in this matchup, but just pure mech, no Marines at all. And then Marine Marauder Medevac was actually pretty decent against it. You would make Marauders in that situation, but lately, just the meta for TVT has just been this. It's Marines, tanks, Vikings, Ravens, Medevacs. Vikings. Did I say Vikings already? Ravens already? Whatever. That's it. And it's the exact same comp these players are going for, right? Right. It's 2 Medevacs. It's 14, 17 Vikings. It's 8 and 9 tanks. It's 20 Marines. It's 4 Ravens. They're going for the exact same composition. There needs to be a shakeup in TVT. But it does feel like we need to shake this matchup up a little bit. It's just a lot of it is this stuff. And some of the games do end fast. Some of the games end with a little 2-base push where, like, your weird composition didn't directly... well, didn't counter the incoming composition at all, and you're very sad about it. He's making 3 more command centers. He's got 7 orbitals and a command center, and he's making 3 more. He's all right. He's an all right player. Dream is. I know you clicked on this, and you're probably like, well, Maru's got this in the bag, but, like, I don't know. Does he? Dream's playing pretty well. Resources lost are pretty darn even. Dream knows what this matchup is. He can keep up with Maru's insane macro. There's little skirmishes happening here and there, which, again, a lot of TVT is this kind of, do I have enough to win this fight? No, crap. Running is hard to do if you don't have Medevacs in this matchup. Viking count is 21 to 18, so there's a bit of a Viking advantage here for Dream. Marine harassment. So Dream has more overall command centers, but he's actually down a base. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. For Maru, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, am I counting wrong? 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, 7 for Maru, 6 with a 7th one coming up for Dream now. So he has the orbitals. He's just not putting them down in play. I guess he is now. So Yeah. Is this the matchup wherein you split the map in half most quickly of any matchup in the game? We're at 14 minutes. Look how many bases there are. Little tiny... Ah, lost a medevac to that. To the missile turret here. And another medevac dead to the Vikings, which means these Marines are going to have a hard time, but they're going to deny an upgrade. Boom. Taken down, I think, that vehicle level... Oh, whatever it was. Why don't we have game hard in this game? I guess this was played during the group stages and they weren't enforcing that, but what was it? +3 vehicle or +2 air? I don't know. But this Marine is still here. And by that I mean he's dead. And by that I mean he's very alive. This guy's doing some work. Okay, he's dead now. Maru expanding again. So this is a setup your half of the map. We're just playing Macro Simulator 2022 here. Get up sensor towers all over the place. Scan. Make it so your opponent can't make a move without you seeing it. Weird matchup this is. It's all about positioning, like I said earlier. Woo! Big Viking volleys. Anti-armor missile getting tossed down there, too. Dream says, I have an advantage, but I don't want to chase. Chasing in this matchup can kind of get you in trouble a little bit. So Maru just like, meh, backing out. Now, if we're very good boys and girls today, we're going to end up getting some battle cruisers on display. Dream expanding left side before Maru takes his, but he's working on it anyway. Siege tank. Oh, can hit this with a scan, apparently. Another anti-armor missile goes down on both sides. We've both been Cheeto dusted here. SCP is trying to take some of this money. And yeah, when you split the map in half in a game like this, right? If you can take some of the money of your opponent, it's going to be really good. By that I mean, basically taking money from expansions that technically belong to them when you split the map in half. If you can do that and you have more money than they do, you can take more losses than them and still win. I love these little Zonlog experiments in here. It's really good doodad. Like, really good doodad design. I didn't notice them very much, but that one is very, very good. Another engagement here. Anti-armor missiles. Vikings going for it. Viking count is currently 18 to 19, 16 to 19. I don't know who's winning the air battle here at all. Welcome to TVT, ladies and gentlemen. And Maru thinks he won it. All right, cool. So Dream's backing out. Air superiority belongs to Maru here, but I don't really have enough tanks to move into the 6 siege tank setup that Dream has defending this base. Yeah, so Dream expanding left side. So these are the last 2 to be taken. It's just, what other matchup do you just split the map in half in the first 17 minutes? Like, TVZs even don't do this. I like this, though. Our first real attempt to take out a base of the enemy. Dream feeling it. Auto turrets kind of covering the advance here. Siege tank's going to burn down the planetary, and I feel like once that happens, it might just be time to back down for Dream. So he kills the planetary, and then he unsieges, and then he pulls back. That's what I was thinking. I said, no. He left a couple here. They both get interfered with. And by that, I mean that they are completely unable to do anything because they're sieged up. That's one of the things that's interesting. It's called interference matrix because it doesn't completely disable you because you can still move when you have it. But if you're a siege tank, you can't unsiege. Therefore, you are totally disabled. Anti-armor missile tossed down again. More disabling on the siege tanks. They can't move. Not them at all when they're sieged. Yeah, it was +2 vehicle and ship plating that Dream... that's big. If Maru wins this game, I'm going to attribute it entirely to Maru canceling +2 vehicle and ship plating in Dream's base on that drop that we saw earlier. That's how I'm going to do this. Cheeto dust only on Dream's army. Maru is doing great. Seeing interference matrix on Vikings is not something you see a lot of in this matchup. But yeah, the positioning is just so touchy. So touch and go here. Like, if you overextend, your Vikings fly over the Marines and they all die. If you overextend with your Marines, they run into siege tanks and they all die. It's such, again, such a Such a matchup that way. It's very matchup, says Falcon. Missile turret's getting some free hits off, but again, the armor plating is great, and Maru's gonna retake this base no problem whatsoever. So I don't know, delaying it for Dream, is that really worth it here? Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I don't know. Is there so 9 orbitals, 11 orbitals, okay. So there's not really a standard number of orbitals that you want. Dream just wants more. And honestly, what you want to do is probably mine these more vulnerable bases out more quickly. At least that's what I would do, but that doesn't seem to be what Dream's doing, man. He's smarter than I am. Bum, 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 bum. Hey, some of the Vikings were an anti-armor missile. That micro, you don't see a lot of micro versus this spell, which I always find kind of weird. Can't you split? Is just the like explosion radius of the anti-armor missile just so big that splitting's impossible? It's gotta be what it is. Oh, Liberator's getting picked out here a little bit. Dream could take this base from Maru, then Dream can win this game. That's it. That's the win condition here. If he can't, it kind of turns into a puncher's chance that he can do it, because Maru, I think, is the better player here, and Maru's TVT is excellent as well. I'm not sure if I've said that here today or not, but it's Maru! All of his matchups are excellent. He doesn't have a weak matchup, except for Protoss against stats, where historically his TVPs against stats are bad. It's some weird mental block that he has against stats, but I don't know. Stats is in military now. He's probably going to retire when he comes home. Maybe that part of Maru's weakness is over. I love this little Dream attack. Kills a Viking, sure. Look, this is what I said. Single siege tank, not worried about it. Bam! Free Viking. Oh, this picking off reinforcement stuff is sick. Oh, another Viking gonna die. No, we're not interested in engaging with these Marines that have much more HP than we do. We're just gonna casually random shoot at whatever, I guess. And then actually, where did all those tanks go? Oh my gosh, the tanks all went home to deal with this. That was maybe a mistake. Your Marines handled it just fine, actually. This planetary gonna die for the second. It's gonna die for the second time today. Oh no, the repair though. Hang on, we got ourselves a repair, boys and girls. The mule repair, the interference matrix on every one of these siege tanks getting targeted by Maru tanks on the ground. Whoever wins the air battle here is gonna win this base, and it looks like both players are backing out. But the mules are gone and the tanks are still firing, and there's another attack from Dream down south. He's getting Ravens and Vikings and stuff. He's killing things. He's killing important things in this matchup. Siege tank, 11 kills, 14 kills. This planetary doesn't have anything mining from it anyway, and Dream's just kind of little tiny Marine groups. This is genius. This is just him being like, well, I'm not going to commit all of my army to try to kill you, but I am definitely going. Oh, they got the planetary. I'm going to harass you with little Marine groups that have 3/3 in stim. They can kill stuff very, very quickly. And Maru loses this base. Is Dream going to win this thing? I'm looking at it. I'm trying to figure it out. It feels to me like Maru's definitely on the back foot right now. I mean, I don't know. Maru has more supply and a bigger bank than Dream does, so maybe I've spoken a little too soon. Maybe Maru's going to rampage his way to a victory here, taking down Dream's opposite side of the map base. Repair's just not quite good enough. The splash damage of the siege tanks. SCVs are familiar with that stuff. Army value is 133 to 136. Maru's like, fine. I will take your base as you took mine. These guys should have evacuated like 10 seconds ago, and instead, some of them make it out. Hey, I didn't think any of them would make it out. One tank firing on a planetary here. SCV's repairing it up. The army's like, wait, I can't lose 2 bases. Go, go, go. And then actually Dream moving to intercept. You should probably retake this base while Maru's completely away. He's overreacting to this. This is a siege tank. Why? I mean, look, yes, did Dream send his whole army over here too? He sure did. But you didn't. I mean, you probably knew that because you were scanning. Whatever, it's fine. This is such a It's a weird PvT. I mean, it's not that weird. The compositions are what they're expected to be, and it's coming down to positioning and how many shots tanks can get on other tanks and vision that Vikings can provide the tanks and whatnot, but I don't know. So they both lose their 3 and their 9 o'clock. Yeah, these air battles are so important, and it's just like nobody's really been able to conclusively win one yet. I kind of feel like once that does, once someone's air army is completely wiped out, that's going to be GG. Look at that. That +3 vehicle and ship plating upgrade that Dream wanted. He doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't have it because of the cancellation that was tossed at him. Oh, orbital from... Never mind. Dream was... Why not just do it over here? He's working on it. He's working on it. Maru just has gas. And more money. His resources lost here. Dream's lost 5,000 more resources than Maru has. And that's coming into play here. I mean, that number is always more important in TVTs, I feel like, than in other matchups. Just because how cost efficient you have to be against an enemy race is usually something that matters versus when it's the same race, you know? So Maru, just being as patient as you need to be in a TVT. There's never just an A-move moment here. There's really not. I mean, that was as close as you're going to get, right? Attack, pull back. Dream trying to make this thing happen with those little marine groups, but guess who spotted it? Maru did. Maru's like, I gotta kill tanks. Nope. I got one. Sniped one tank. That'll do, pig. Dream taking that left side base. Maru taking the right side base. Oh no, is there a tank in the way? There's a tank in the way. There's a tank in the landing zone. Landing zone obstructed. I don't know, does Dream, should he wait for this +3 ship and vehicle plating upgrade to finish? Are we gonna mine out Hardwire today? Is that what we're trying to do? That seems crazy to me. SCV count 60 to 57 in favor of Dream, but you know, I'm not sure how many mineral patches are available to be mined from anymore. Like, I'm looking on the mini-map and a lot, okay. Impromptu engagement. I don't think Maru was ready for this one. And jumping on it, auto turrets getting some big time hits off on enemy auto turrets. The air army comes back in. These tanks of Maru are getting wiped out. It's 176 to 150 supply all of a sudden. And no, did Dream just crack this? Dream is trying to crack this. He's being very careful though, taking down a sensor tower, taking down an orbital, taking down another orbital. Army value is 140 to 110 all of a sudden. Maru does have a bank. He can rebuild. But if there's an army sitting on your production facilities and wiping out all your other sources of income, this can snowball on you. You got to be really, really careful. More Cheeto dust getting sprinkled everywhere. Auto turret high ground, tanks stimming in. Maru's going to lose his natural, which is all mined out, but these production facilities are kind of a problem. You don't want to lose those at all. And it's 194 to 179 supply. Dream's able to get a bit of a bank up here to try to rival what Maru has. More tanks coming down to wipe out more orbitals, and I'm not sure what Maru can do about that. Air battles are intense. They're so intense. Maru muling up this base. I feel like, I don't know, a single siege tank wandering up here could do some serious work to the newest source of income that belongs right now to Maru. But Dream seems to have his attention almost everywhere else, which I'm not sure that I agree with. It's a very, very tight and tense situation for him, so I'm not going to say that he's doing it wrong. But there's nothing attacking this base of Maru's. Seems like an oversight. Okay, disable. Gotta buy some time so these tanks don't just die. But it seems like these tanks are just going to die. Air battle being won by Maru, it feels like. Is this game getting an epic tag? This is a really good TVT. Holy crap, this is a really good TVT. Marines. Oh, the Vikings. Oh, Ravens a little bit overexposed here from Maru. And suddenly it's 149 to 110 supply, and there are reinforcing Vikings coming to the backside from Maru. He is going to wipe this out, but he's down about 40 supply right now. He finally clears this out, but lost a lot of stuff. Remember when Maru had lost fewer resources than Dream had it? 71,000 lost for Maru and 64 for Dream. That's crazy. A lot of that is buildings that maybe don't matter a whole lot right now. And again, I'm really shocked that Dream has not just sent 2 tanks over here to wipe this thing out. I don't know what why he's not doing that. He's giving Maru a sporting chance, it feels like. 60 to 40 workers right now. That was Dream trying to kill Maru, and he didn't. He didn't do it. Maru down in supply, but still has money with which to build an army and get back up to that supply count that Dream has. Okay, all right. So now that you're not actually pressuring, you're just going to go focus everything on killing this base, which, okay. It's just Maru can respond to it now. Well, can he? Doesn't he have any ravens left? He does not have a raven in this pack. It doesn't seem like. He loses his newest source of income. He still has sources of income, but they are mining out quickly. This SCV is not doing any. These SCVs aren't doing anything. Hey, if you ever watch any of your replays and you're like, I had an idle worker for like 4 minutes. What's wrong with me? Look at Maru. He's got idle workers down here that he could really use. Dude, I think Dream's going to do this thing. He's up 50 supply. He does have a bigger bank than Maru does now. And once again, these air battles are so stupidly important. Okay, this planetary dies. I don't know if Maru has a path back. Ravens catching marine fire. Viking fire. Planetary getting repaired, but also Marines jumping on it too. Marines stemming forward. Once the Marines don't fear you at all, you're in a lot of trouble. GG Dream. GG to Dream. Gets the victory in 31 minutes and 6 seconds. Hit that like button, Dream fans. That was a fantastic TVT. Really, really good TVT. Hit that like, hit that subscribe. Holy smokes. I did forget to mention this is a Patreon cast. But it is! For those of you who support me on patreon.com/Falcon Paladin for at least $1 a month. Thanks for being a patron if you're watching this the week of May the 20th. Alright, so wow. Resources lost at the end of the game are 69,000 to 79,000. Maru was up. Maru was up on this on some level. And then he just flipped it. And I think it was those little marine attacks. The marine attacks that came to the south and did attacks in the main and the natural and the third and the fourth and just doing little tiny attacks here and there, really forcing Maru to pay less attention to the base on the right side that he needed to stay alive, and he lost it. And then from there, just Dream was winning some engagements, doing some really good micro against enemy Vikings, against enemy Ravens especially, and just, I mean, APM is through the roof for both these players. Average of 326 for Dream today and 400 even for Maru on the APM. So, 64 SCVs died for Maru. He lost 9 orbitals and 4 planetaries today. I mean, that's the metric I think that matters here. Dream ended up losing 1 planetary and 1 orbital. That's it. Comparison, he lost nothing. Insane. Insanely great play there from Dream. Just taking down one of the bosses of StarCraft, making it look comfortable. Like he was comfortable doing it, which is weird. Maybe it wasn't. Maybe he was like stressed all the face out. Just super stressed the whole time. And he's like, man, you have no idea, Falcon. I was sweating so hard. My hands are shaking. I didn't think I could do it. And then I did. That's a good feeling. That's a good feeling in all competition. So GG Dream. And that's going to be it for me today. So this has been Falcon Paladin coming at you with yet another edition of StarCraft 2 Legacy of the Void and a Patreon cast. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter, Facebook, Patreon, and Twitch, all at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching. You take care of yourself.